So here in the paired variables, three variables, the same problem is being solved. So you have first row, that is 1, 3, minus 1, that will indicate u plus 3v minus y equals to 0, and the second equation is w plus y equals to 0. So if in the same equations you can find it here. So u plus v minus y equals to 0, and w minus y equals to 0, that leads to w equals to minus y, and u equals to minus 3v plus y. So these are the variables, the u and w, and those are the paired variables that are depending on these three variables, v and y. So this we call it as a null space solution. So you can see you have how to write the expression. So you have a variable v and y are three variables. So we have written here v and y. So value of v in the expression of that is value of v in the expression of v, w, u, v, w and y. This is represents value of u in value of v in u, value of v in v, value of v in w, and value of v in y. So same thing when you look at this, here we have value of v in u is minus 3, value of v, value of v in u is minus 3, and value of u in w is 0, and so you can find the same expression here. So value of v is minus 1, all other values with 0, and v you will have it is the same variable, so its position will be writing it as 1. And what is the values of y in the expression of u, and in the expression of v, and in the expression of w, and y itself it will be representing itself, and it is 1. So what are those values? So just look into the expressions what we have here. The value of y in u is 1, and value of y in v we don't have that is a free variable, that is equal to 0, and value of y in w is minus 1. So the same thing has been written here, the value of y as 1, 0, minus 1 and 1 itself. So this is how you write the null space solution. So this we call it as either x or as xn, that is null space solution. So this equation has become written. This is the expression for u equals to, and that is u equals to, and this is an expression of v. We don't have expression, so it is a free variable. Just write the v, and y is also free variable. Just write it as y. And what is the value of u, v, w? This is equals to w equals to minus y. That expression is written, that is x1, x2, x3, x4, or u, v, w, and y. So this is the null space solution. So in this null space solution, you have two special solutions. What are those two special solutions? You have two free spaces. So that is depending on that. So if you have v equals to 0 and y equals to 1, or this is one solution, and another solution is when v is equals to 1 and y is equals to 0. When this is the case, one of the solution will be this. When y is equals to 0, automatically we will have v equals to 1. This is one solution. Another solution will be equals to y itself. When v is equals to 0, so automatically we have the xn solution as y. So this we call it as a special solution, and that comes from the null space solution. So the same thing can be done for even after reaching r, that is rx equals to 0. Identify the paired variables that we did, and identify the free variables. And using free variables, give one free variable the value 1 and set other variable to 0. That itself I explained you. that we call it as the special solution. And every free variable produces its own special solution, because if you have two variables, then free variables, then you have two values for the special solution. So depending on the number of free variables, you have the number of special solutions. And as I told you before itself, that is, if n is greater than m, that is the number of variables, unknowns, or the number of unknowns, if they are greater than the number of equations, then you will have at least m rows can hold m pivots. So if you have number of rows, so you can have number of pivots. If the number of pivots may be equals to m pivots, or it may be less than m. Usually, most of the cases you find less than m pivot elements. In the previous example, pivot elements were 2, where m was equals to 3. So the number of free variables automatically will be 3 minus 2. And so that is n. If n is 4, then it will be having 4 minus 3, that is equals to 1. The number of pivot elements, if it is 2, in the previous example it was equals to 2, 4 minus 2 was equals to 2. So you found two free variables and two pivot variables, and n is the number of unknowns. So you should have at least one variable that must be free. If none of the variables are free, then you will have only a unique solution. And if you have at least one variable free, you will have many solutions. The null space also has the same, the null space will have the same dimension as the number of free variables. So you have null space solution, it depends on the number of free variables. So that we saw in writing the extent. So for solving Ax equals to b, or ux equals to c, or rx equals to d. So x is remaining same, here you have finding it as a, and b goes on changing when you make a row operation. So you have this u and c changes, that is r and b changes, because when you make a row operation on a and b, it changes to uc, and it changes to r and b. So how do you write? We write an augmented matrix. So when I have Ax equals to b, if I want to solve Ax equals to b, then this is the expression, this is A, and this is your variables, and this is equals to b. So to solve that, you have to reduce A. If I just write the expression of this, you may not get the solution. So we have to go using a linear algebra, we can solve this by reducing Ax equals to Ux equals to c. So how to reduce that? So here already the same example has been taken in the, for the previous. What we have solved, the same A is present. So you have already solved that A to u. You can see it is u, because this is a pivot element which is not 1, and the above element is also not 0. So it is of the form u. And this is for one pivot element, and this is another pivot element. So u and w are pivot elements, and so v and y becomes free variables. And b also, along with whatever row operation we have done for the previous example, the same row operation will be applied to this b also. So b also changes to your the b given is 155. Whatever row operation we had done here for a, the same row operation will be done for u also. You can write it as A matrix complete in all the four columns, and we can write the b, and this we call it as augmented. Apply together the row operations on A and B, and B changes to 1, 3, and 0. So here, so how do you write the solution? You just write the matrix multiplication and write the equation. So we usually start with the last rows. So here all is 0, 0 multiplied with all vectors is equals to 0. So that means you have a solution, ux equals to 0, or u of x equals to 0, that is satisfied. And second matrix is 3w plus 3y equals to 3. That tells you that w equals to 1 minus y.